You've battled that stubborn leg pain, haven't you? You've stretched your hamstrings until they screamed, meticulously iced your knees, dug a lacrosse ball into your aching calf, or maybe even spent a small fortune on fancy running shoes, convinced they were the missing piece. You've probably got a foam roller gathering dust right now, a quiet monument to all the things that promised relief but just didn't deliver. It's like a terrible house guest that simply refuses to leave, despite all your efforts. But what if everything you've tried, every stretch, every ice pack, every massage tool, was aimed at the wrong target? What if you've been investigating the wrong crime scene entirely? A groundbreaking 2024 Stanford University study involving over 5,000 adults revealed a startling truth. Nearly 60% of persistent leg pain cases, especially those in individuals over 55, aren't actually originating in the leg itself. They're a broadcast from somewhere else. Imagine missing the real problem by just a foot higher up, where the true culprit is quietly pulling the strings from your lower back. This isn't just a minor oversight, it's a critical misdirection that can keep you trapped in a cycle of frustration. You're about to discover 5 telltale signs that your leg pain is actually a message from your back, and we'll uncover 3 simple, high-leverage adjustments that can make a profound difference. But stick with me until the very end, because the final adjustment we discuss is so deceptively simple, yet so often overlooked, that it can unlock a level of daily comfort and freedom that countless people miss out on. It's the secret key that transforms how you sit, move, and live, without which any attempt to truly solve your leg discomfort might just be chasing shadows. Think of your lower back as the grand central station for your entire lower body. It's not just a collection of bones, it's a massive, intricate hub of communication, a veritable superhighway of nerves. Deep inside your spine, these vital nerves, looking like a dense bundle of finely insulated electrical wires, exit through small openings. This sophisticated neural network then weaves its way through your hips, glutes, and continues its long journey all the way down to your toes. Each individual nerve has a very specific job and follows a precise route, like a dedicated express lane. Let's use a simple, powerful image, a garden hose. If you put a kink or step on that hose right at the spigot, that's your lower back, the water pressure at the other end, where the sprinkler is, will dramatically drop or even stop. The sprinkler isn't broken. The problem is squarely at the source. In your body, if one of those delicate nerve wires gets pinched, irritated, or crowded at its origin point, the clear signal it's trying to send gets scrambled, distorted, or even completely cut off. This isn't a cartoonish clamp. It could be something subtle, like a disc, those small, jelly-filled shock absorbers between your vertebrae, bulging out just a tiny bit. Or perhaps a tight, overused muscle is squeezing down on the nerve as it passes by, a condition doctors call neural impingement. The result is a garbled message. Your brain, trying to make sense of this disrupted signal, sends you a warning: pain, numbness, tingling, or weakness somewhere down the line. Your leg is simply the messenger, the loudspeaker broadcasting a problem that's happening much further back at the radio station. Understanding this fundamental connection is the first step to truly changing your experience. Try. Gently press your fingertips into your lower back, about an inch or 2 to the side of your spine. Feel that thick, ropey muscle or bony structure there? Now do the same on your calf muscle. Think about the difference. One is the complex control center, the mission control for your leg. The other is just receiving orders. The issue is almost always in mission control. Here are the 5 critical signs, starting with the least obvious, that your leg pain is actually a dispatch from your back. Sign 5, the morning report. This is one of the most revealing and often overlooked signs, a subtle whisper that can appear even before your leg pain fully kicks in for the day. Pay razor-sharp attention to the first 30 minutes after you wake up. What is your body telling you? Is your very first sensation a profound stiffness, an achy, almost locked-up feeling deep in your lower back? Does it feel like your spine is made of plywood, rigid and unyielding? Do you find yourself having to perform a careful log roll just to get your feet on the floor, moving your entire torso as one single rigid unit because bending your back feels like an impossible task? task or even triggers a jolt of pain. This profound morning back stiffness, which then often precedes and leads to the leg pain as you begin to move around, stand up, and put weight on your body, is a massive, flashing neon sign. It's your back setting the stage for the entire day. Here's the concise scientific explanation. Overnight, as you lie horizontally for hours, the intervertebral discs in your back, those crucial shock absorbers, rehydrate and swell with fluid. It's a completely healthy, restorative process. However, if one of those discs is already subtly bulging or has a small tear near a nerve root, it will be at its largest and most intrusive first thing in the morning. This means it's putting the maximum possible pressure on that delicate nerve even before you've had your first cup of coffee. The National Spine Health Foundation consistently highlights morning stiffness as a key indicator of underlying spinal issues that can manifest as referred pain. This isn't just a minor discomfort. It's your body's morning weather report, telling you exactly where the storm is brewing. Imagine trying to start your day, but your core foundation feels jammed. That limitation then directly impacts how your leg will feel once gravity and movement are introduced. It directly impacts your ability to just gracefully step out of bed, reach for a cup, or get dressed without a fight, robbing you of that morning ease. Try. When you first push yourself up from bed, before you do anything else, pause. Pay intense attention to the very first sensation you feel. The very first one. Is it a deep ache or stiffness in your back? Or is it a direct, sharp pain in your leg? The first one to speak up is often the true, primary source of the problem, giving you an invaluable clue. Sign 4. The solo performance. Think about it logically. If you push yourself too hard on a long, exhilarating hike or embark on a new, demanding workout routine, both of your legs will likely feel tired, achy, and sore. That makes perfect physiological sense. It's a symmetrical, whole-body effort that impacts both sides equally. But a pinched nerve, a specific neural compression, is a very particular, very localized event. Your spine, while structurally symmetrical, experiences these issues in a precise way. A nerve root exits on the left side of your spine, and its partner exits on the right side at the exact same vertebral level. A pinch or irritation almost always happens to just one of them. A disc that bulges typically does so to one specific side, not perfectly symmetrically in a way that impacts both legs identically. So a pinch or irritation on the left side of your lower spine will affect your left leg. Conversely, a problem on the right side will affect your right leg. It is incredibly rare, almost unheard of, for a true nerve impingement from the spine to happen on both sides in the exact same way at the exact same time, causing identical symptoms in both legs. Therefore, if your pain is a solo artist playing its exclusive, miserable tune only in your right calf or solely in your left thigh, while the other leg feels perfectly fine and is just along for the ride, your back is the prime suspect. The distinctly one-sided nature of the pain is a powerful, undeniable piece of evidence. This asymmetry points directly to a single point of origin, not a generalized overuse. Researchers at the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons frequently emphasize that unilateral symptoms are a hallmark of radiculopathy or nerve root compression. This one-sided story can drastically limit your independence. Imagine being unable to trust just one leg when stepping off a curb, or having to favor one side when carrying groceries, making everyday tasks feel unbalanced and precarious. It chips away at your confidence in movement. Try. Stand straight in front of the full-length mirror and just observe your body, but more importantly, internalize what you feel. The issue isn't what you see, but what you sense. A problem completely isolated to one half of your lower body, never crossing the midline. That distinct asymmetry is a powerful clue that the problem originates from a single specific point, like a nerve root in your back, rather than a generalized muscle strain. Sign 3, the ghost sensations. Sometimes the distorted message the nerve sends isn't about a deep throbbing ache at all. Sometimes the clues are just plain weird, unsettling ghost sensations that seem to emerge from nowhere, with no obvious external cause. They feel utterly unexplainable. You might experience that classic pins and needles feeling, a sensation like your foot is suddenly falling asleep for no discernible reason, even when you're standing still or simply sitting normally. Or perhaps you have a distinct patch of skin on your outer thigh, your shin, or the top of your foot that feels numb, fuzzy, thick, or strangely padded to the touch. It's often described as the lingering feeling you get at the dentist when the freezing is slowly wearing off. You can still feel pressure, but not the fine details or sharp distinctions. The skin feels alien, as if it belongs to someone else, or you're wearing an invisible glove or sock. Some individuals even report strange, localized temperature changes, a spot that feels bizarrely hot, burning, or intensely cold and clammy, even when the rest of their body is perfectly warm and comfortable. These are all signs of dysesthesia, or abnormal nerve sensations. But perhaps the most telling and concerning sign of all? A distinct, demonstrable weakness in your leg or foot. This isn't just a subjective feeling of fatigue. It's a physical, objective loss of strength. You might start noticing your foot slapping the ground when you walk because you can't properly lift your toes, a condition known as foot drop. You might find yourself constantly catching your foot on the carpet or tripping over small, unseen obstacles more easily. You might lose confidence in that leg on a stair or find yourself struggling to push off with it. This isn't just a feeling. This is a clear indication that the nerve isn't sending a strong enough or consistent enough signal to the specific muscles it controls, preventing them from doing their job effectively. It's a critical communication breakdown between brain and muscle. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke confirms that muscle weakness is a serious symptom of nerve compression and should always be evaluated. These ghost sensations directly impact your ability to move confidently. Imagine losing the feeling in your foot, making it difficult to feel the ground and increasing your risk of falls, or struggling to lift your leg high enough to clear a step. This erodes your sense of security and independence. Try. Sit down in a quiet place and close your eyes. Slowly and lightly run your fingertips over the skin on your good leg, from your upper thigh all the way down to your toes, paying attention to the texture and sensation. Then do the exact same thing on the problem leg. Compare them carefully. Do you notice any difference in sensation? Does one side feel like it's wearing a thin, invisible sock or has a duller response? That specific, localized change in sensation is a huge, undeniable clue that points directly to nerve irritation. Sign 2. The position switch. This is an absolutely huge giveaway, a dynamic clue that many people miss because they focus only on the pain itself, not what changes it. Does your leg pain dramatically change its mind, getting better or worse depending on what your body is doing, specifically your posture or position? Here's the classic real-world example, the shopping cart test. Does your leg pain feel surprisingly, almost miraculously better when you lean forward over a shopping cart at the grocery store? That slight forward bend, that little slump, actually works to open up the small spaces in your lower back where the nerves exit the spine. It gives them a little breathing room, a momentary reprieve from the pressure. If leaning forward consistently brings you relief, even if it's just for a few moments, that points almost directly to your back as the source. This is a classic indicator of lumbar spinal stenosis, a narrowing of the spinal canal that puts pressure on nerves, as often discussed by orthopedic specialists. Think about other positions. Does the pain fire up intensely when you stand still for a few minutes, like when you're washing dishes at the sink or waiting in line? But then it eases the moment you sit down, perhaps completely disappearing? That's a massive clue. Or maybe it's the exact opposite for you. Sinking into that soft, plush living room chair makes your legs scream in protest. But getting up and taking a brisk walk around the block feels surprisingly fantastic. When the pain can be turned on or off or significantly modulated like a light switch, simply by bending, sitting, or standing, your back is almost certainly calling the shots. A torn muscle in your leg doesn't care if you're leaning on a shopping cart or sitting in a plush chair. It hurts consistently with movement of that muscle. A nerve from your back, however, cares a great deal about the subtle changes in pressure and space created by your body's position. This directly impacts your daily rhythm. Imagine having to cut short a conversation with a friend because standing still becomes unbearable, or avoiding your favorite armchair because it triggers intense pain. Try. Next time you're standing and your leg starts to talk to you, don't ignore it. Just put your hands on a kitchen counter, a sturdy table, or even your knees, and lean forward slightly at your hips, allowing your lower back to gently round just a little. Hold that position for 10 slow seconds. If you feel even a small but immediate bit of relief, a loosening, or a reduction in intensity, you just received a clue that's worth its weight in gold. Sign 1. The road trip. This is arguably one of the clearest, most undeniable signs that your leg pain is actually a nerve issue stemming from your back. A typical pulled muscle hurts right where you pulled it. A bruise hurts exactly where you got hit. It's local. It stays put, confined to its own specific neighborhood. You can point directly to it. Nerve pain, specifically radicular pain emanating from your back, is fundamentally different. It doesn't stay put. It travels. It follows a highly predictable, distinct map, almost like a road tripper with a very specific, unchanging itinerary. It's often not a vague, generalized ache that's diffuse and everywhere. Instead, it's a distinct line or band of sensation. It might start as a dull, annoying ache deep in your buttock. Then, when you move a certain way, it might shoot down the back of your thigh like a hot electric wire. Or it might cleverly skip your thigh completely and only show up as a sharp, searing pain, tingling, or numbness on the side of your calf, perhaps wrapping around to the front. For some people, it goes all the way to their big toe or their pinky toe and nowhere else, following a very narrow path. This path isn't random. It precisely follows the exact anatomical route that one single nerve takes as it descends from your spine. That's why experienced doctors and physical therapists can often tell which specific nerve is irritated just by you accurately describing the path of your pain. It's not a big, messy cloud of general soreness. It's a specific, traceable, unvarying route. The Mayo Clinic consistently emphasizes that dermatomal pain patterns, pain following a specific nerve distribution, are diagnostic for spinal nerve root compression. This road-tripping pain directly impacts your mobility. Imagine a shooting pain every time you try to lift your leg into a car, or a burning sensation that runs down your leg, making a simple walk unbearable. It dictates what you can and cannot comfortably do. Try. Next time you feel that distinct sensation, grab a pen, with the cap on please, or your finger. Gently trace the exact path of your pain on your skin. Does it follow a distinct narrow line, like you're drawing a river on a map? Or is it a big vague circle, like coloring in a lake? A specific river-like path points strongly to a nerve issue. A generalized lake-like area often points to a muscle. This simple act of tracing provides incredibly valuable information. So, you've recognized some of these signs. You're starting to see your leg pain in a new light. But what do you do about it? The good news is, often, the most impactful solutions aren't complex surgeries or endless prescriptions. They are simple, mindful adjustments to how you position your body throughout your day and night, subtly taking pressure off those irritated nerves. Here are 3 high-leverage adjustments you can start trying immediately, beginning with how you spend your nights and building to that powerful, often missed adjustment that can change your whole day. Adjustment 3, the sleep strategy. You spend roughly a third of your entire life in bed. That time should be a sanctuary for healing and recovery, not a period that inadvertently exacerbates your back and leg issues. Your sleep setup, therefore, is absolutely critical. It's not just about comfort, it's about spinal alignment. Sleeping on your stomach is often the worst possible position for your back. It forces your lower back into an awkward, strained curve all night long, like an archer's bow, and inevitably forces you to crank your neck to the side for hours. This puts immense, sustained pressure directly on those delicate lower back discs and nerves. If you're a devoted stomach sleeper, the first step is to gradually transition to your side or back. If you're primarily a side sleeper, placing a firm pillow or even a rolled-up towel between your knees is a game changer. This is so profoundly important. It prevents your top leg from falling forward and internally rotating your hip, which in turn prevents your pelvis from rotating and twisting your spine out of alignment. That subtle twist, sustained for hours, can compress nerves. The American Physical Therapy Association consistently recommends this simple pillow strategy for improving spinal alignment and reducing nerve irritation during sleep. This small shift gives your spine a chance to truly rest in a neutral position, alleviating pressure. If you're a back sleeper, a pillow placed under your knees is your absolute best friend. This simple elevation puts a slight, gentle bend in your hips and knees, which instantly takes the strain right off your lower back. You'll often feel the muscles in your lower back let go and relax almost immediately. It flattens the lumbar curve slightly, creating more space for the nerves. This strategic sleep setup empowers you to wake up feeling refreshed rather than stiff and sore, giving you a better start to your day and more energy to enjoy your activities, like a morning walk with a pet or simply moving around your home with ease. Try. Grab a spare pillow from the closet. When you settle into bed tonight, if you're lying on your back, put it under your knees. If you're on your side, place it firmly between them. Just hold that position for a minute or two before drifting off. Feel how that one small mindful change immediately allows the muscles in your lower back to let go and relax. It's a simple thing with a profound night-long effect. Adjustment 2, the gentle rock. This isn't about a big, painful, forceful stretch that leaves you wincing. It's the exact opposite. It's about gentle, easy, reassuring motion. Think of it as lubrication for your nervous system. Nerves, unlike muscles, don't thrive on aggressive stretching. They love gentle, gliding motion that helps them move freely within their pathways, preventing them from getting stuck or irritated. Lie on your back on a firm surface, like the floor or a yoga mat. Definitely not a soft, sinking bed. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, positioned about hip-width apart. Let your arms relax naturally out to your sides, palms up. Now, as slowly and mindfully as you can, gently rock your knees from side to side. We're talking about just a few inches of movement each way, like a slow-motion pendulum. The goal is not to get your knees to touch the floor. It's about creating a subtle, oscillating movement in your pelvis and lower spine. Imagine you're gently flossing those nerves at the base of your spine, creating just a tiny bit of space and movement for them to glide and breathe. This movement should feel soothing and relaxing, almost meditative. It's designed to be comforting, not challenging. If you feel any sharp, shooting pain or any increase in your leg symptoms, stop immediately. And please, as always, talk to a clinician or your doctor before trying any new movement if you have any heart, balance, or major joint issues, especially in your hips or knees. Research published in the journal Spine indicates that gentle, non-aggressive mobilization exercises can significantly reduce radicular pain by improving nerve glide. Incorporating this gentle rock can mean the difference between stiffly getting out of a chair and standing up with a fluid ease, allowing you to enjoy activities like gardening or playing with grandchildren without constant discomfort. Try. As you gently rock your knees from side to side, consciously sync the movement with your breath. Breathe out slowly as your knees drift to one side, then breathe in deeply as they return to the center. This pairing of breath and gentle movement calms your entire nervous system and makes the movement even more effective, creating a deeper sense of release. Adjustment 1. The seated reset, the secret key. Okay, this is it. This is the adjustment that many people miss. the one that can profoundly impact your day, not just your night. You spend countless hours sitting, at your desk, in your car, on the couch. Most of us sit way too much, and crucially, we often do it poorly, unknowingly creating a perfect storm for nerve compression. We slump in soft chairs, hunch over screens, and curve our backs like a shrimp, or worse, perch on one hip. This habitual poor posture puts a tremendous amount of pressure directly on those lower back discs, which can then relentlessly irritate the nerves exiting your spine. A simple, incredibly powerful fix for this starts with a seemingly minor detail: your back pocket. If you carry a thick wallet, a cell phone, or anything bulky back there, get it out, right now. Sitting on it for hours creates an artificial tilt in your pelvis, subtly twisting your spine and putting uneven pressure on one side, a condition sometimes called wallet sciatica. The same applies to sitting with one leg tucked under you or consistently crossing your legs in a way that shifts your weight unevenly. Now let's talk about how you actually sit. Instead of slumping, slide your hips all the way back into the chair. Place both feet flat on the floor, ideally with your knees slightly lower than your hips. Now, here's the key visualization. Imagine a string is attached to the very top of your head and someone is gently but firmly pulling you upward toward the ceiling. Feel how that subtly lengthens your spine, allowing it to decompress and creates precious space in your lower back. That seemingly small act of conscious lengthening immediately takes direct, sustained pressure off the sensitive nerves. The Harvard Medical School consistently highlights proper seated posture as a fundamental strategy for managing and preventing lower back and sciatic pain. This daily seated reset isn't about rigid perfection, it's about mindful awareness. It gives you the immediate stability and comfort to sit through a long movie, enjoy a meal with family without shifting constantly, or drive for longer distances without that familiar leg ache creeping in. It preserves your energy for what truly matters. Try. Roll up a small hand towel, a thin scarf, or even a sweatshirt into a firm, supportive cylinder. When you sit down in your car, at your desk, or on your couch, place it directly in the natural curve of your lower back, just above your belt line. It acts as a gentle, constant reminder, supporting a better, more natural spinal curve without you even having to actively think about it. Feel how it immediately encourages your spine to align itself, providing subtle decompression. This simple tool can be your best friend for long periods of sitting, offering immediate, consistent relief. So, remember these crucial clues. Think of yourself as a detective for your own body, empowered with new insight. The pain that travels down a specific river-like path. The pain that changes its mind dramatically when you change your position. The weird, unsettling ghost sensations like numbness, tingling, or weakness. The pain that stubbornly favors just one side, a solo performer. And that telltale stiffness in your back first thing in the morning, setting the stage for the entire day. These are incredibly powerful signs, not a definitive diagnosis, but invaluable data points. They are your body's sophisticated way of speaking to you, telling you precisely where to look for the real source of the problem. Small, mindful adjustments to how you sit, move, and sleep can make a real tangible difference by consistently taking pressure off the root of the problem. Listen to these clues. They empower you. The next time you talk to your doctor, a physical therapist, or a chiropractor, you won't just say, "My leg hurts." You'll be able to confidently articulate, "The pain runs down the side of my calf. It gets significantly better when I lean forward, and it started right after I noticed my lower back was getting severely stiff in the mornings." That is incredibly useful, precise information. It helps you and your clinician bypass unnecessary tests and get straight to the real source of the problem, so you're not just chasing pain down your leg anymore. You're targeting the root, and that makes all the difference. Try. Pick just one of the adjustments we talked about today, whether it's the towel in your back, the pillow between your knees at night, or the gentle rocking. Just one. And commit to trying it consistently for a few days. Awareness is the crucial first step, but gentle, consistent action is what truly creates lasting change and opens the door to greater comfort and freedom.